Manager Tom Lynch. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
So, Tom, a number of things to talk about today. Of course, lots of excitement really all around Cape Cod and in Boston with the premiere of The Finest Hours that came out. Of course, a local story written by a local author. And you have seen the movie. I have not seen the movie yet.
Well, the movie I thought was really, exciting and very intense, and there was a whole love interest that was added in that I thought added a lot to the movie, and it was really we talk about ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and I think that's one thing the movie portrays very well, is that these Coast Guardsmen were young and they were committed and dedicated to their profession, and against great odds went out and created what they say was the most daring sea rescue, small boat sea rescue in Coast Guard history. So I think people will definitely enjoy the movie. What I'm finding is that as you talk to people, there are all these various connections, and so I had a chance yesterday to go over and say hello to Casey Sherman, who's a local Hyannis native and still has family here. Said he lives off Cape, but he comes down a lot and visits, and I mentioned that we were proud to have him as a native of our community with this sort of success, writing success, and he said he was proud to be from Hyannis, so that
nice.
Felt nice. But at the book signing, met a lot of people who said, they had a relative who was involved in some way with the situation, or they had a family member who was in the Coast Guard, perhaps stationed, somewhere else other than Massachusetts, but had those connections, and it was very interesting to see how much local interest there really is in this movie and book. And one woman said she'd like to read the book first and then see the movie. So I saw the movie first, and now I'm reading the book, and I can see where the screenplay took some liberties as to what relationships might have been, but thus far it seems a very accurate description of what went on. So it's definitely worthwhile.
Indeed, and a good showing of the connection between the sea and life here on Cape Cod, and really the important role that the Coast Guard plays. I think, so many of us know the Chatham Lighthouse and the iconic Coast Guard station, but the work that's done there, I think you don't really get to hear about all that often, and to see such a valiant rescue like this one that happened right here on Cape Cod is pretty cool.
That's a good point. We have these very, really iconic lighthouses that we see and take photos of, and for the men and women that work in those stations, there are life or death situations, and those that go out to the sea, whether it was 100 years ago or even today, it can be a very angry place to do your business, and to know that the Coast Guard is there to assist if you get caught in a storm or disabled or whatever is really reassuring.
Right,
so.
Without a doubt. So let's talk about inside Barnstable town government. Very excited. Again, a full class with a wait list. Lots of people. I really love seeing so many people interested in learning more about our local government.
Well, tomorrow night is the first class, and they have a full complement of folks, and again this year we've started a wait list for the next class. I get a chance to welcome the participants, and I kind of like that because I see them at the beginning and then at the graduation, and it's very interesting. Some people have come up and said it's really the best thing they've ever done is it related to an actual civics lesson that's ongoing, because they want to be involved, they want to be civically involved, and they want to be informed. And this is a terrific way to be able to do that, hearing from all of our department heads and taking a tour of the town, seeing the real workings of the town, and knowing that when you have an issue, here's who to call, and they'll help you out with that. So.
Indeed, and graduates have gone on to serve as town councilors, serve on boards, committees, and commissions, become town employees. Those sorts of things, and it's really great to see that people really, get a benefit out of it, and then they want to give back even more.
It is a good farm system, a way to get into various boards and committees and commissions. And with so many that we have, and we always talk about how we rely on our volunteers. Well, this is a good way to, keep training volunteers every year. And Sue French and Arthur Cato are the instructors, and Arthur comes to us from the police academy, and so there's a nice link there, and people always come away again with the feeling that this was a very worthwhile 11 weeks to spend on one night a week. So
wonderful. Well, of course, budget season underway. You've been meeting with so many people working on the capital plan at this point.
Yeah, we keep talking about our capital improvement plan, and these are the weeks where we're meeting regularly with our various department heads. Last week met with the Department of Public Works, which really has the most projects coming before us. Met a good part of the day on Friday, and we're going to continue it again this week. One thing that has to happen is that after we go through the first round with each department, there are some that overlap. So particularly in community services, where there'll be projects that community service has been working on, recreation projects, other things like that, that DPW also has a role in working on. So we have to bring 2 departments, sometimes 3 departments together to have an additional discussion on that before we figure out where we go next. And it's like anything else. You have a lot of need, a very limited amount of resources, and where you'd like to be able to fund everything, you're really not able to do that. So.
Absolutely. But looking forward to seeing that come out for sure. And I know so much work goes into the capital plan.
Yeah, and so and at the same time, we're working on the operating budget. So both are going along at the same time. But we're talking about civic engagement and being in touch with your government. And I know at the beginning of the show here today, you mentioned the whole open budget presentation that was made by Finance Director Mark Milne, a way citizens can go in, find out where their tax dollars are being spent. Well, one other thing that we've had for some time, but we want to take some time over the next couple of months to share with readers is our C-Click Fix program. And that's an app that you can put onto your mobile device, and I'd venture to say we're in the mid-90s now with everybody, percentage-wise, of people owning a cell phone. And if you go to www.click-fix, all one word, .com, there are instructions there where you can download the app, and it'll eventually come up right on your phone that says Town of Barnstable. And the idea being that if you see debris on the road, or a sign down, or some other road issue that you think needs correcting, you can take a picture of that, send it where you don't have to, but you can. It's kind of GPS oriented, so it will tell the DPW exactly where the problem is, and so you can send that right in to the work order system. And I do it, probably once a week, and and it's fixed the next day. You get a notice that it's been received. You get a notice when it's fixed. So it's a way that citizens can help get items in their neighborhood that they see on a regular basis perhaps fixed a little quicker. So we'll probably be having Channel 18 do something a little more elaborate than what our explanation just here. Show people just how quick it is to do it on a phone. We'll take someone who doesn't have it and put it right on there, and then they'll see that work. So it's really a great website and something that we've enjoyed using.
Absolutely, and it's so handy. It's I think so often you see like a street light out, or you keep hitting that pothole when you're coming home, and what a great way to be able to say, hey, you know what? I see this, I'll send it to DPW, and then they come out and they really do fix it right away.
Yep.
So excellent. Seeker clips. I'll have to put that on my phone. I have not. I got a new
Well,
phone.
you'll be the one we'll use as the,
I'll be the guinea
demonstrator.
pig. Good stuff. All right. Well, Tom, I thank you so much as always for stopping by. We really appreciate you taking time to join us here on Barnstable This Morning.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you so much. Tom Lynch, of course, our town manager, joining us every Monday morning. So interim superintendent of schools, Bill Butler, is next on